La lavande l'emplit de joie. L'herbe caressait pieds nus. Son âme, la vie en est fascinée. Elle construit et se vêt de nuages.
I really loved this. It really evoked the styles of like Melancholia, Virgin Suicides, Midsummer, where you have this. It starts you off in this lulled kind of idyllic sense of the sun blowing shots and the white linen blowing in the wind, where it just feels so peaceful and so pure. And the minute those quick jumps to restraint or darkness or fire, it just soiled the entire piece, and that's all you could really feel. All of that, the peacefulness at the beginning just seems completely false, and it doesn't feel like it can really exist in the same world anymore. So really stylishly
And
done.
I thought this one was just really interesting. Obviously, very poetic, very abstract, bright and sunny, and then kind of dark too. I love the cinematography. I thought it was just, again, interesting to watch. And just the little things like the cut between the wink and then the interior shot there near the end, I thought was just pretty cool.
I love the scenery. I love the cinematography. It was very well done. I can understand where she was, and I can also feel and taste and get a good grasp of the weather that was around her.
So poetic, both in its use of dialogue and in visuals. I found the quick cuts to be emotionally jolting in the best of ways, and I really found it profoundly interesting the way the filmmaker used a domestic task like laundry to express an internal angst as a result of a past trauma. So really fantastic job, a great short film.
It was very, very artistic, and there were so many different scenes put together. It's kind of like a montage, but you don't know whether the things that are happening are good or bad. And I hope that I'm not getting that wrong, because that was the one thing about it. It's like you watch something and then you can see the flip side of how that may be a bad thing or maybe good. So she's painting and it's peaceful, and then she's rubbing the painting and it's not peaceful, and she has a romantic sexual encounter with someone, and then you don't know whether this was mutual, consensual. And she's hanging clothes, which is pretty neutral, but there were a number of scenes that just kind of make you wonder how you're seeing it or how you're supposed to see it. I thought it was very creative, very well done, and I loved the artistry of it. I mean, while the main character is painting, within the frame, it looks like she's in a painting. And so all of the different scenes put together, it was just very artistic.
I really liked the layering of symbolism here in Laundry. The young girl literally hung out her dirty laundry. I think there's some reference to good and evil here, sin, loss of innocence, and perhaps the horse was there to symbolize her loss of power. I like the contrast between the two things she kicked over. First, it was something a little more juvenile, like her paintbrushes, and then her red wine short after. And the line, "she could not keep it," also kind of killed me inside. And I felt this film was very attentive to the experience of a young girl losing herself.
Had really beautiful cinematography, really beautiful shots, and the symbolism they used, the colors that were used, the red and the white, loss of innocence. I think they really did a good job symbolizing that. With the use of images over narration, I think was a really good storytelling tool. It's almost like this woman was, since she didn't really have any lines or anything, it was sort of like, every female in the audience could sort of relate to, to their own experience with a similar experience. So, I thought it was really, really beautiful, really well told. I liked the narration over the images. I thought that was a really good storytelling element. So overall, it was really impressive.
Beautifully shot. It was a little bit like we were waiting. We kept getting these little hints that all was not well in this sort of beautiful landscape, and certainly all the white linens and cloth with the red wine. It was working. It had very short, very economical time frame and story frame to work in, and I thought it did a great job. And it was it defied its length and sort of constraints that way, with the sort of disjunct of the thrusts and the dark whatever was going on in that room, which of course we or at least I guessed what I think was going on, and just the very beautifully solved problem of the flames, which added another texture. And again, like just really working within the technical restraints of the length, the frame, etc. There's a lot going on with the color. Really attentive, this director with the color, with the flame, the white, the wine, the actor, and then the disjunct with the dark. So that was really well done.